Secret societies are only cosplaying divinity. What's popular? Let's get right to it. Now, I spoke a little bit in another video, but I want to make a video specifically for that. You have to understand, right? Like when it comes to like all these secret societies, we're not even gonna name them. We're not even gonna give them any, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to all of them, it doesn't matter on what magnitude and in what type of area they're in, you know? You have to understand they're all just cosplaying divinity with all their initiation rituals, you know what I'm saying? All the type of degrees that they got going on, it's all cosplay. Because what happens, like they're presenting knowledge and wisdom to you based upon certain ranks you reach, right? But it's all channeled through their ways of looking at it, you know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with God. Like on the deepest level, do you think God is gonna stand for like this dumbass secrecy shit and shit? Nah, fuck that shit. Like that's why I'm, for example, so transparent with myself and the knowledge and wisdom, because that is how it's supposed to be. Like this shit is supposed to be for all of us humans, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not supposed to gatekeep knowledge and wisdom, you know what I'm saying? It's for all of us to flourish, you know, to live in alignment, to live in harmony. Of course they don't want that, you know. They want to keep humans enslaved and trapped and oppressed, you know, in low energies. That's just facts. But you really have to understand, please really take this into your mind, let it internalize it, that all that shit that they're doing with their rituals and stuff, like this shit got no real power. This is not no real power. Like we can even, this is a little bit different subject, but like even if you gotta do like spell work and like whatever, candle magic, whatever, all that type of shit, that's lostness, you know. Not lostness, I won't say lostness, because it's all about how, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. But on the deepest level, you don't need none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're truly connected with source, when you're truly connected with God, when you're truly aligned with your higher self, like the magic is already within you. Like you have the power, you know what I'm saying? That's what humans really need to understand. Like the power is already within us. You don't need no book to cast a spell, you know. You don't need no spells, you don't need no candles, you don't need no sacrifices to demons. That's the most lost, that shit. Once you go into sacrificing and stuff, like bro, I don't even want, like, don't ever, you know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to like even hear about your energy. But that's a whole different video. Basically what you just have to understand, like all these secret societies, they're just mimicking divinity, you know. They think they're like enlightened. It's so ironic, they think they're the enlightened ones. Yeah, I ain't enlightened. How the fuck you enlightened? And you had to go through a different person, you had to go through a whole system being initiated. All the knowledge that you got was given to you after you reach certain ranks. It's stupid, it's like lostness. You don't need none of that shit. A real spiritual person that's really in tune with themselves, they don't need none of that shit. Not even no spell works, none of that shit. All that shit is cosplaying. All y'all motherfuckers that doing that shit is cosplaying, especially like within terms of secret societies, you know. So I don't have like no love, no respect, none of that, because why the fuck would you even go that type of path? You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with God. That has nothing to do with alignment and enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we really have to keep in mind. Like all that shit that they doing, you know what I'm saying? That's why even they got like, man, all these crazy, I'm not even gonna break them down, but like right now, but like they got so many different type of initiation rituals, those type of rituals. Then you gotta take the oath, you know, swear to secrecy and stuff, you know. It's like lost ass shit, you know what I'm saying? This is never ever going to help humanity progress, you know. And what is so ironic with some of these secret societies and stuff, it's like their mindset, right? Like how they view it is like, oh, I'm doing this for the betterment of myself. You ain't better in shit. You ain't getting better for shit. Like all you doing is taking knowledge that is passed to you. Who knows like in what type of, you know what I'm saying, constellation they even give you that type of knowledge, where it's still not, you're never gonna reach like fully the enlightenment, quote unquote. I don't even want to use the word, but you get the energy, right? You're never gonna reach that, because all you get is like from different people, you know. And that's, we can also go into religious books and other books and stuff, you know. Like you're not gonna find enlightenment through that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it has to come internally, you know. And I swear, a lot of esoteric knowledge and stuff, like really deep wisdom, you're only gonna experience it through real life and a lot of suffering too, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why that is the case, but I don't know, I guess like when everything falls breaks away, you know, that's when you like come back to your senses and come back to what's truthfully real. But again, just understand this, like all this shit is like lost shit, you know what I'm saying? They putting on all kind of robes, you know what I'm saying? They putting on all kind of clothes and whatever, like trying to make themselves, you know, it's like oh man, I could go into religion now too, you know what I'm saying? It's like the same with like these preachers and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they wear all this fancy mancy clothes, but that don't mean shit. That do not mean shit at all, you know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with God. Like, just be yourself. This is the most beautiful thing you can do. And if you want to teach and preach, for example, like I do, in one way or another, just be your fucking self, you know what I'm saying? Always be your motherfucking self. You don't have to ever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just keep that short because, like, of course I got approached by them, you know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, I'm really out here, you know what I'm saying? Of course I got approached already. But I always turn that shit down. I don't want no parts with none of that shit. I wanted to be, for me, it was always clear. I always wanted to be only with God. This is all I care about. Like, of course, I care about manifesting and accomplishing my goals, of course. But on that base, I only wanted to be with God. And I'm so thankful. I thank God every day that I get to be with God. I swear it's the most beautiful thing, and you don't need none of that shit. You don't need none of their programs. You don't need none of their rituals. You don't need none of their ways of being and doing things. You know what I'm saying? Because they all lost. They all lost. All fucking lost. By default, anything you gotta do in secrecy, in that type of manner, I'm not like, because there's other things you do in secrecy too, right? Like, you sleep, you eat, you know what I'm saying? You have sex, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not saying that, but I'm saying when it comes to like knowledge and wisdom, and quote unquote betterment, bettering yourself. Why the fuck you gotta do that shit in secrecy? Now, of course, like, you know, as a human, like, you're gonna do shit a lot of times, like, when nobody's watching and then pop out with it. That part is cool, but, you know, like, how they have it. And then they trying to gatekeep that shit. They trying to gatekeep that knowledge and think they're, like, the ones who reach the enlightenment. It's the dumbest shit, you know what I'm saying? I got no love, no respect for none of that shit. It's lost because it has nothing to do with God. And God has seen everything. With that being said, I love you. God is the greatest. Trust me, you don't need none of that shit. You don't need none of these spells, rituals, initiations, secret societies. All that lost that shit. You don't need none of that shit. The true power is already within. You just have to connect to it. And most importantly, connect to God, source, universe. You know what I'm saying? I love you. God is the greatest. And let's go.